Well, hello there, Stampers. It's Jennifer McGuire. I hope you're having a great week. A few weeks ago, I shared a video where I used Tulle to create a window on a card so I could float stamped images, and I'll link to that video here. So I thought today I would use Tulle again, but to create a shaker window, so a shaker card. Now this is fun because it ends up with very little bulk. It has a soft look to it. You can see the Tulle in the window there. And it's inexpensive. So this is just a win-win all around. So thought I'd share it today. Today I'm using this beautiful stamp set from Studio Katia called Together We Bloom. Now I've put a few of the flowers in my MISTI. You don't need a MISTI for this. Any kind of acrylic block would work too. And I am going to stamp them with Versamark ink on the smooth side of Tim Holtz Distress watercolor paper. Now you could stamp this on any watercolor paper you may have. I like the Tim Holtz watercolor paper because it's a bright white. So I'm stamping this with Versamark ink and adding some Hero Arts white embossing powder. Now I'm going to do this on a few pieces because I want to make several cards today. So you'll see me having a lot to cut out here. After I heat set it, I'm going to go ahead and cut these flowers apart, kind of, not completely. All I'm doing is cutting the leaves away from the flowers. So some of the leaves are right up against the flowers, so I've separated them. So I wanted to color these flowers pretty quickly and get some blending and some shine. So I'm going to use a technique that I used to do all the time and I realized I haven't done in a while. I'll actually link to a video I did a while ago talking more about this coloring technique. But what I'm going to do is quickly color these with Distress ink and then spray them with pearlized water. So what I've got here is a bunch of leaves. I'm applying some Twisted Citron Distress ink, and then I'll apply some Mowed Lawn Distress ink. Notice I'm not taking any effort or time to blend. Now, if you want this to be more vibrant, you could go direct to paper with the ink pad, but I want this to be softer, so that's why I'm putting down less ink with my ink blending tool. So you'll see all my little leaves that I have yet to cut out. I find it best to leave them put together when I do this technique. So I have a bottle of water here that I put about a teaspoon of Perfect Pearls into. Now I'm going to spray the living daylights out of that coloring we just did and set it aside. It will look like a hot mess for a while. Just leave it, and I promise when it dries and you cut it out, it'll be beautiful. So I'm doing the same thing with all the leaf images that I created today. Putting down the ink, spraying it with that pearlized water, and then setting it aside. Now for the flowers, I'm using Abandoned Coral Distress ink and some Fossilized Amber Distress ink. Now that Perfect Pearl water mix I call pearlized water. If you have a smaller mist bottle, you want to put in less Perfect Pearls. Bigger, you can put in more. And I keep it stored that way so I can use it a lot in the future. If you have any kind of pearlized mist or shimmer mist, you could use that too, but I find this works wonderfully. And Perfect Pearls are very inexpensive. It's a pigment powder, and when it comes in contact with water, it stays put, so we're good here. So check this out. We have this beautiful coloring with this pearlized look to it that is just gorgeous in real life. So now all I'm going to do is cut out my images right up against the edge. You could use coordinating dies if you want to, but I like to cut up to the edge. Look at that beautiful blending and shine that you get with this technique. Remember, you could apply more ink to get a more vibrant color. After I cut these out, I'll have a lot of extra inked paper. I'm going to keep those little pieces and die cut a bunch of hearts out of them and use them on a future card. After I've cut out my flowers and leaves, I'm ready to put my card together. So if you look closely on that background, you'll see that I have like a pearl looking paper. Well, this is new from a variety pack from Nina Cardstock. It comes with a few sheets of each of these cardstocks I'm about to show you. I bought a few packs and separated them. So there are 4 different kind of metallic papers in here. They all have like a pearl look to them. The first is the white silver, which really looks like a super, super light silver color. Then there is what I think looks more like a true silver. It's a great perfect gray with shimmer that works with a variety of styles of cards. Then the one that I'm using today is the Champagne Pearl. I think this is more of a traditional pearl looking color. It has the cream to it. And then we have the White Gold, which is a super light but warm looking kind of pearlized paper. So I cut a piece of the Champagne Pearl cardstock to 4 by 5.5, and I'm temporarily adhering it to the front of a light brown note card that is 4 1/4 by 5.5. Now I have this dotted wavy circle die from Studio Katia that is just beautiful. It's got a lot of detail, which you'll see in a moment. I'm putting it towards the top center and running it through my die cut machine. Now I can take the pieces apart and check out all the pieces I get. I get the window with this squiggly looking frame that I could use if I want to. I kept the brown piece in, but I took the white one out. And it has little piercings around it too. So there's a lot of detail for our little shaker window. So let's go ahead and create that window. I'm going to take both of these pieces and put double-sided tape on them. There's no need for craft foam or foam tape for the shaker card, so it'll be a nice, very thin card with very little bulk. So I'm going to put the double-sided tape very close to the window on the front of the brown note card and on the back of the white panel for the front. The reason I'm putting the tape close to the edges is so that none of the little sequins get stuck on the edge. But now I have it ready to go to create my little window. So I have some inexpensive white tulle here. I'm going to cut 2 pieces from this. That's why you see me fold it in half. Just 2 pieces that are bigger than the window that we're creating. Now there are lots of colors of tulle, and there's even metallic tulle with like glitter on it, but I'm just using good old plain white tulle because that's what I have. Okay, so now I'm going to cut these into 2 because I just folded it in half. And one of the pieces will go here on the front of the note card. So that will be kind of the back of our tulle window. So you'll be able to see through this card to the inside. I'll write my message below the window. So now I'm laying one of the pieces of tulle right over this window, and that double-sided tape will hold it in place. Be careful, there's still lots of double-sided tape exposed there. You can see the softness of that tulle. Now I'm removing the release paper from the adhesive on the back of the white panel too, and I'll lay the other piece of tulle on this. So basically our sequins will be sandwiched between the 2 pieces of tulle and kind of float there. And believe it or not, they do shake around just fine inside of that. Okay, so now I can add my sequins, and I'm just going to lay them onto the tulle on the note card there. So I'm using a variety of sequins today. These are from Studio Katia. She has some great unique shape sequins and a few mixes too. I really like these misty rose flowers and these pearl flowers here. They're just beautiful and they match my project perfectly, which I'll totally lie to you and say I planned it, but I really just got lucky. So I'm putting a few of those inside. There's also the Majestic Fusion sequins that she has. These are a mix of flat circle sequins and the ones with dimension. So it's nice to have them all together. There are also these little flowers here with mixed colors. I'm actually taking some of the green flowers and cutting them into petals so they look like leaves floating in there. Yes, I'm a little crazy. I'm cutting up some sequins, but it does add just a little pop of green. I only did a few of them. So I'm keeping all the sequins kind of towards the center of that tulle window so that I can place the other piece right on top. And then I'll press that down firmly, and there we have our little shaker window with tulle. And you can see there's very little bulk to this, and it moves around just fine in there. So this is a fun and really fast way to create a shaker window. So now it's time to add all the flower pieces on. I'm using a combination of foam tape and regular tape to put these down. Now the adhesive for this will show through to the inside because that's just a tulle window there. So I will die cut a circle and put it on the back of this just to hide that adhesive and kind of give it somewhere to sit. So you can really get creative with ways to do this. I'm never really concerned much with what's going on inside the card because we are handmade, but I didn't want the card to stick shut, so that's why I did that. And then after I have all of my pieces down on here and I'm happy with where they are, I will go in and squirt a little bit of strong liquid adhesive behind all of the elements so I can be sure they stay put. Now I did want to die cut a gold glitter bow to put on the front of the card. I have this glitter cardstock pad that I've been using a lot lately. It has some beautiful colors of glitter paper. So I'm going to use the gold from this and add that to our card. I first want to put some double-sided adhesive on the back. That's good for die cutting. This is Stick It double-sided adhesive. I'm going to go ahead and cover the entire back of this glitter paper piece. I only need a little piece of it, but now that this piece has the adhesive on the back, I'll save it for many future projects. I have an envelope of paper that I've put the double-sided tape on the back of, so whenever I need to die cut, I can just go and grab it. Using the bow die from the die set that you see there to the left, I'm going to cut this from that glitter paper, and it'll have the adhesive on the back. I really like this bow die because I like ribbons on my cards, but I don't like how they get squished in the mail. So this gives me the opportunity to have the look of ribbon without the bulk. So I'm just kind of planning out where I'm going to put this down. Remember, the great thing about Stick It double-sided adhesive is that it doesn't stay put until you press it in place. So you can kind of move it around until you're happy with where it is and then press it down firmly. And I'm just going to cut the extra that's hanging off the edge there. Now for a sentiment, I'm using the Studio Katia The Fox Says stamp set. They have a great fox stamp set. I didn't use it today, but these sentiments kind of match up with it. But I thought this sentiment that says "Wish you were here" was perfect for this card. So I'm going to stamp that with Versamark ink on the bottom, add some Hero Arts gold embossing powder and heat set that. And the gold on this matches nicely with the gold glitter bow that we put on top. I also added some gold sequins around here and there on the card just to kind of pull everything together. Before I go, I wanted to show you one more card, and this one actually has the shaker window right up against the edge of the card. This is something that's easy to do with tulle. So again, I created a window with the pearlized paper on the front and the brown cardstock on the inside, and I used that same die to create the window, but have it hanging off the card this time. Now I have a piece of folded tulle this time. I'm going to keep it folded, and that folded edge will get glued right up to line up with the edge of our card. So I'm first covering the front of the note card with that double-sided tape. I really like Be Creative tape. It holds nice and tight. So I'm going to remove the release paper and put the folded tulle piece right up against the edge. So the fold is along the edge of the card. Then I can fold it open and add the sequins to the inside. Now on this card, I put a lot less sequins in the inside. I used the same sequins, but I didn't put many, and I wish I would have put more, because with that big flower on top of it that we'll put in a little bit, it kind of hides a lot of the sequins. So I recommend going with more like I used on the first card, but hey, you live and you learn. So I went with less on this one. Now that I've added all my sequins, I can go ahead and fold the tulle piece back, again lining it up with the edge. And there we have our little shaker window. So now I can put the white piece on the front of the card and it's sandwiched nicely between. So you could do this with a folded piece of acetate on the edge of a note card, but the sequins won't move around as much because the tulle gives them a little bit more freedom to kind of shake around and move, and it has this beautiful softness to it. Now I finished this card off just like I did the other one, but I gold heat embossed the sentiment "Together We Bloom" on the bottom. That's from that same floral stamp set. So here are the two cards that I finished up. Here's the one with lots of sequins on the shaker window that's centered on the card. You can see there's a lot of shine to it, but also a softness thanks to the tulle. And I did stamp a matching envelope. Here's the second card with the shaker window off to the edge. It really gives this great floating look that's a lot of fun. But again, I wish I would have put more sequins on the inside, and I just don't know that I want to tear it apart and start again. So anyways, there are the two ideas for using tulle for shaker windows on a card. I hope you give this a try. It's such an inexpensive and versatile product. If you're interested in these supplies, they are linked below in my YouTube description. I've always got them there. But I do encourage you to go over to my blog because I'll have many photos and also an exciting blog hop with fun giveaways. If you would like to see more examples using these products, they are linked in the middle there. There's 2 more videos for you. If you haven't done so, hit that subscribe button so that you can catch future videos, and I hope you'll come back soon and have a great week.